What's up, Instagram fam? I just wanted to come and share a short devotion with you guys from Matthew chapter 1, verse 1. Um, and here's what Matthew chapter 1, verse 1 says. It says, "This is a record of the ancestors of Jesus, the Messiah." Messiah just means the Savior King, a descendant of David and of Abraham. And so this this passage or this book of Matthew was written by one of Jesus's closest disciples, Matthew, who was a tax collector, and Jesus invited him to come and follow him. And Matthew's writing this book to his Jewish relatives, to his family, and these Jewish people are concerned with Jewish life, Jewish faith, and Jewish history. That's what's important to them. And so Matthew draws lines from life, faith, and history to Jesus to emphasize Jesus's lordship, to emphasize who Jesus is to these people. And he gives an account of the good news of Jesus by providing three key details, three key pieces of information to them, to all of us who read it. And the first one is that Jesus was a true Jew, descended from Abraham. Second, that Jesus has a claim to the Jewish throne of King David, and because he descended from King David. And third, that Jesus is the promised Messiah. And that just refers to this promised deliverer, king who would come and establish God's kingdom on earth for the end to rescue the people of Israel. And what I want to emphasize today about this is that these two men, David and Abraham, were men who were recipients of promises from God. They received David the promise that he would always have a descendant to sit on his throne, and Abraham that he would have his descendants multiplied, and that one of his descendants would be a blessing to all the earth, that through his family all the families of the earth will be blessed. But with that, I want to say that God is not a God who makes small promises. God makes big promises, and he is faithful to keep those promises. When God made the promise to Abraham and to David, those promises transcended their lifetimes, their lives, even their people group. And those promises went on to bless the entire world, all of us and all of our families today. And Galatians 3:16, the Apostle Paul, he emphasizes that that God's promise to Abraham was a promise that came through a single descendant, a single person. God's promise to David was a promise that came through a single descendant, a single person, and that person is Jesus Christ. And he blesses all of those who look to him for salvation by faith, to provide us a Savior, to come and fix the brokenness of our world, to reconcile and put our life back together. And so I want you guys to think about this today. Look to Jesus for salvation. Look to Jesus to fix the brokenness in your life. Look to Jesus to fix the broken places in your heart, because he is the promised Savior. And God is just as faithful to keep that promise that he makes to us today as he was when he was faithful to keep the promise to Abraham and David. So trust him. All right, thanks for joining.